In my previous video, I explained to you that I didn't like the hair color, the fire red color I have on my head, and then I wanted to darken it by adding the hair color without mixing it with peroxide, and this was apple red. And what I do with it is that I mix it in with my favorite conditioner and an oil so that I have enough spread to cover my head. And then once I do that, I just apply to my after application to my hair, I just sit with two shower caps because I believe the heat from my scalp will process the color and make it attached to my hair shaft. And I sit with it for about an hour, and I believe I can sit for it that long or longer because all it is it's mixed in with my favorite conditioner and oils. And now I'm going to explain this process and why I do it. Okay, so as I wait for my hair to process, I'm just going to talk about what I do prior to and after I color my hair. I feel that coloring hair has to be a harsh process. It has to. I mean, my hair is the color of my eyebrows, which is like jet black, and I'm taking that jet black, lifting that color off my hair follicles, hair strands, and then putting another pigment on. So that must really stress your hair. So for me, what I do is, in addition, I live in the Kalahari Desert, which is just like Texas, and it's extremely dry. Okay, and the summer months are extremely hot, and the winters are cold. I know in the desert itself, in the heart of the desert, it's freezing. But in the city where I live, it must be. It's like 72. Is that centigrade? It can go down to the teens. It can go down to 0. It can go down to -1. Yeah, it can get that way. But the difference is that it's cold at night, cold in the early hours of the morning. During the day, it's warm. So you can go from wearing a winter coat to a t-shirt. It depends. If it's windy, it could be cold all day. If it's overcast, that's another story too. It could be just cold all day. But so because I live in this kind of climate, I'm not from this climate. So my hair is used to the tropics where it's humid and and being here, I've tried to just keep my hair moisturized. And I don't like the feeling of my hair feeling like a Brillo pad. So I try my best. I've always been a conditioner person. I've always used conditioner, washout conditioner as leave-in, always. So the co-washing thing works well for me. I mean, I condition my hair for hours. I walk around all day with conditioner in my hair. Okay, and I usually cover it like this, and then I wear another wrap so it looks fashionable. And I go about my business because sometimes the dryness is just too much. I could clump my hair with a whole bottle of conditioner, and halfway through the day, or not even halfway through the day, it will be parched. So I do a lot of conditioning. And so when I know I'm going to color my hair, maybe the week before, I will deep condition it several times. And deep conditioning, I would use, I have my own concoctions since I can't get all the wonderful products that you guys have in the States and elsewhere. We do have some of them, but I believe I like to use products that work for my hair. So some products I find are highly fragrant, will dry up my hair. Some conditioners are too thin, so I try to thicken mine and make them heavier. So I tend to use like maybe the Queen Helen cholesterol and mix it in with castor oil and some olive oil, and then I also add aloe vera gel made straight from the plant. I have the aloe vera plant outside. I just cut it, blend it, and blend everything and put it in my hair. So I would do that, plaster my hair with that, and then I would wash it out maybe the next morning, and then rehydrate it with maybe the same thing or castor oil mixed with another conditioner. Castor oil is the best for me because it's a thicker sort of, a much thicker oil that I believe sort of sits and holds onto my hair without feeling extra oily. It is a little sticky, so I sometimes mix it in with maybe olive oil to thin it out, but I find the lighter oils like olive oil, almond oil on their own just makes my hair feel dry and oily. If you know what I mean. Castor on the other end, I find used moderately gives me exactly what I want. It gives me shingles too. It makes my hair very wavy, and so does the aloe vera gel from the plant. Although I find it drying, so I try to mix the two together I'm still trying to find a way to make them work for me without drying and without being too oily and too heavy. And when I do finally get the results I want, I will do a video on that. And so what I did was last night, now I colored my hair about a week ago. Well, I lifted it a week ago and to a lighter sort of orangey fire red with a product called Harlow. It's the powder you mix with peroxide, and I used 20. And then I colored it with strawberry red, same Imago brand that I had earlier on. I don't have it here now, but I found it came out too orangey, so I figured I would recolor it a week later. And I don't mind doing that, because when I do recolor it with the Imago product, I find that it's more like adding just a pigment to your hair. I'm sure it has a bit of some sort of peroxide in it, but it's not as much. The instructions are to add peroxide. I don't, because I find I get the same effect, and I feel I'm not stressing out my hair as much when I add more peroxide. And and I don't want a red, a light red. I just want a deep, darkish red for a change. And so what I did last night was I have my olive oil with crushed fresh garlic cloves and a bit of castor oil in as well. I mix it and then I strain it. Well, it basically just separates. The garlic sinks to the bottom and the oil sits on top. So I just pour that off. And what I did is I applied to my roots and to my scalp. Not to my scalp, because the last time I did that, my scalp felt very irritated. And I'm not sure if it was because of the garlic or my scalp was just sensitive at the time. Because I had shampooed, well, co-washed my hair with the Tresemme Naturals. I can't remember, like a stimulating conditioner, and that dried my hair out. And I think and it was too much fragrance in it, so I think it may have made my scalp a little tender. And then I did the castor oil and garlic and olive oil leave-in as well. And I think that was a little, the garlic was probably a little too pungent and pungent, and probably a little too harsh for my scalp. So my scalp felt tender for a couple of days, but the end results when I washed my hair out, the softness, the silkiness. But with this weather, that wasn't going to last. But anyway, so what else? So that's what I did last night. I applied the garlic oil, the garlic castor oil and olive oil to my roots especially. Didn't put anything on my scalp. My roots and my ends especially my ends, because I feel the ends are drier as the dye, because that's where the dye strips. Well, it's as your hair grows, that's the bit that gets lighter and drier. So and also because I color my hair, I tend to treat my hair, and that's one question I always get from people is, oh, doesn't that destroy your hair, the coloring? Well, it will destroy your hair if you don't condition and take care of your hair. Some people leave the hair salon after they've colored their hair and that's it. I do my hair myself. I always have, because I feel I'm the best judge of my hair. It's been on my head for X amount of years. I should know how to treat it by now. I should learn how to do that. So when people ask me, like, to discourage me, like, oh, won't your hair fall out? No. It's not going to fall out. If you don't take care of your hair, aftercare is so important. Aftercare is so important. I don't care what you do. If you do it at home, whether you go to a salon, taking care of your hair after you leave the salon or after you've relaxed your hair, colored your hair, anything, that is what guarantees you your, length, um, great hair growth, healthy hair, if you just take care of your hair and study it. I mean, it doesn't have to be a chore. I just experiment all the time with hair products, and that's how. And I tend to mix one product with another. I mean, like, I'm talking about conditioners and shampoos and oils and whatever, grease and whatever. I just experiment with them. I know what I like, what my hair doesn't like, what I'm trying to get at, and things like that. So even for wash and go, I mean, I really had to keep the faith with that, and now my hair just loves it. I mean, the first time I did it, the wash and go with the leave-in with conditioner and left in, somebody asked me if I had a bad hair day, and I felt like that, and it was just all, I don't know, just looked bad. But now my hair is fine. So I treated my hair with the garlic oil with castor and olive oil, and once I wash this out, the color out, I'm going to treat it again with the garlic, castor oil, and olive oil. For me, I feel that's going to strengthen my hair, because I felt my hair, if I'd applied it before and the shedding stopped, why not? I think I just believe that your hair is just like if you relaxed your hair is at its weakest when you've just relaxed it. That's what I believe. And I believe the same thing with coloring. You're stripping it, you're taking it out of its norm. You're taking it off balance. You're telling your hair, I'm making you the color that I want it to be. Okay, I don't want to be black hair. I want to be red or something. So basically, you're doing something harsh to your hair. So I'm going to treat it, strengthen it with the garlic, castor oil, and olive oil, and then I will wash it out with cold water. I tend to wash my hair out after I color my hair only with cold water. I don't shampoo it. I realize that when you shampoo it, most of the color comes out. For me, it strips it. I don't care what you use, whether it's shampoo, conditioner, I always feel. So for me to retain my color, once I color it the first day, I just rinse it out with cold water thoroughly, because I don't want any dye left in on my scalp or with my hair, and so I wash it out thoroughly, and then after that I'm going to apply the castor oil and the garlic oil, castor oil, and then in the morning, so that I don't smell like pizza, I will just use, I think I'm going to use my Queen Helen cholesterol mixed in with the aloe vera and the castor oil and olive oil and reapply it to my hair, and then probably wear it around, saran wrap it, and then wear it around. I will sleep with the castor oil and olive oil and garlic mixture. I will saran wrap my hair and sleep with it and do this. The next day would be, when I wash it out, I'm going to put the Queen Helen and the castor oil and olive oil again. So it's getting double intense deep conditioning, and I really recommend that for everyone. And then after that, just keep it well moisturized always, because I feel that color it depends on the color you use, actually, because I've used Schwarzkopf has a product called Illumine, and that gives your hair feels good. It doesn't, it's a whole different process. I believe it's some sort of ionic process as opposed to whatever these other ones use. I tend to use professional products, and I'm keeping it that way. I don't have anything against the ones you get in the store, but I always try to use what the professionals are using. And so I find Illumine was one of my best, and it had all the kinds of reds that I like, and it has aftercare products, and it has, oh gosh, moisturizing product that seem, it's just fantastic. So there are some hair colors that come they're so well researched that when you color your hair and you wash it out, your hair feels magnificent. And Illumine by Schwarzkopf, I can never pronounce it properly. It is worth your while. So I'm just going to keep this on. I think I'll leave it on for like 45 minutes or maybe an hour, since I don't have any peroxide in it. And then I'll wash it out, and then you will see it when I'm done.